Welcome back, beautiful people. Today we're ditching the new year, new me cliche and diving into something way more powerful, the winter arc. If you're ready to start leveling up before the ball drops, you're in the right place. Let's get into it. Welcome to Black Girl Infinite Allure, the podcast where we embark on a journey to a beautiful life together. I'm Jay Ebony, and as a Black woman navigating the complexities of lifestyle, relationships, and finances, I'm here to share insights, stories, and inspiration. Let's explore, grow, and thrive together. Enjoy the show. Hello and welcome back to the Black Girl Infinite Allure podcast. I am your host, Jay Ebony. I am so happy that you are joining me, and I thank and appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in. I hope you're enjoying the podcast. If our episodes have inspired you or added value to your life, I have a small favor to ask. Please subscribe, follow, like, share, rate, and review the podcast. Your support is crucial in helping us grow and spread the word. If Black Girl Infinite Allure has made a positive impact on you, the best way to give back is through word of mouth. Sharing our podcast with others not only helps us reach a wider audience, but also helps others discover the content that you've found meaningful. Remember, rating and reviewing our podcast makes a big difference too, as it helps others find us more easily. Thank you so much for your continued support and for being a part of this journey. Hey y'all, my infinite baddies and bosses. How is everyone doing? I hope y'all have been good and have had a great week. My week was good. Last weekend, I met up with a good, beautiful, fellow true African friend of mine named Leela. We had such a nice time. It's been a while since I got together with a friend, so it was good. I always learn so much from her about my own African heritage because she is actually from Africa and has so much knowledge. So I love talking to her. I can't wait until we get together again. We always have a nice time. We met up in New London, Connecticut at the Harvest Festival. I've never even heard of that, and I used to live there. So that was crazy. It was cute, and it was at like an old mill. All the food and stuff was free, which was unexpected. We had cookies, popcorn, hot dogs, chips, little candies, apple cider, and apple cider donuts. It was cute. We also did a little tour inside the old mill and learned some stuff. We also took a little ride with horses. They stank because, they be shitting everywhere. But what can you do? It was like a little ride like that you get on and the horses pull it or whatever. It was cute. After that, we checked out this spot called Rico Chow. I've never been there either. I think it's kind of new, but she found it the morning before we got there, and it's like a restaurant with a mix of Puerto Rican and Asian food, so we were intrigued. It was actually really good. I had pork fried rice and shrimp lo mein and a chicken empanada. She had some fungo and shrimp or something like that. It was all pretty good though. And then after that, we went to the Social Bar and Kitchen on Bank Street for a drink. We both had espresso martinis and just talked for a bit. So it was good times. And then I got home and watched two really old movies that I used to love. I'm embarrassed to say the first one, but it's called Caddy Woodlawn. Do not look it up. But I used to love that movie. I know it like word for word. It came out in 1989, but I loved it. And then I tried to watch Labyrinth and started falling asleep, but I used to love that movie. So that was a good day, a good little weekend day. But the past week has been pretty low key. I went to my man's boys' his name is Drastic listening party, and that was good. But I decided on September 30th that I'm not drinking anymore, at least for 1 to 3 months. I'm shooting for 3 or more months, so I did not drink at the listening party. It was cool though because He had some people perform, including my man, and everyone had a lot of energy. It was fun to watch. I was so tired though. Definitely lacking energy. I was struggling the whole night. I'm glad I went though. And then I recently went to Trader Joe's. There's no reason that I don't go more often because it's literally right up the street and they have such good stuff. Oh my God, did y'all hear that? That was some cats outside fighting or something. I heard that, I don't know, they were like scratching at each other. I mean, that's what it sounded like. And then one of them must have got thrown into something. I heard a bang. I don't know what's going on out there, but that was crazy. Um, but back to Trader Joe's. So yeah, I'd be trying to go more often, but like the way that it's located near me, the parking is crazy in Providence over there, but they have good stuff. But I plan on making it my weekly thing because I love them and I always forget about them. But I love the seasonal stuff that they have right now. So I've been doing little fall hauls and the kids love it. They have the best stuff and we just got as much fall stuff that we can get each week. So from pumpkin pastas to fall treats and body scrubs and body butters, I love it. It's great. So let's talk about goals. This is a goals 2024 check-in of sorts. How are we doing with our goals this year? Are you feeling satisfied with what you've accomplished, or are you feeling stagnant? Do you feel like you're making out pretty good, lacking, or you haven't done anything at all? Well, if you feel like you have not done as much or as well as you'd hope, fear not because same. Yeah, I learned about the 12-week year earlier this year, which I did discuss in a previous episode, number one, actually. So go check that out for more in-depth discussion on that. But I want to start that in the very beginning of the year so I can plan it out and really set my quarterly goals up right, you know? And typically, at the bare minimum, I make a list of goals I hope to accomplish, short, mid, and long term goals, and I'd fine tune it. But tell me why I have just had like a mental list going on that I need to really put to paper and plan. I started my LLC actually 2 years ago, yesterday, 10/13, and I didn't really do much with it until last year when I started my blog. And I think the major thing I did this year was stop thinking and talking about it, and I started the podcast. I'm trying to further my side hustle goals, so it's very important to me that I organize some things in each area of my life to get where I need to be. But my goals are not only business and career related, they're also finance, skincare, and health related. So those are the things I'm going to be really working at going forward, more so than ever. What I'm going to do is start with certain aspects of my goals and break them up into phases by the months of October, November, December. So finishing out this year. Given this tactic, I should be settled into my new routine come the new year. So I can start really narrowing my goals down. So scrolling on TikTok, of course, what else? I learned about something called the winter arc. And the winter arc is basically a period in one's life for personal strength and growth during the winter months. It's a time to focus on introspection and overcoming challenges. Doing this during the low energy time of winter leads to coming out around springtime stronger. So, my overall goal is to build inner strength and to be more reflective. It's about to be the ultimate definition of my glow up. So, let's get into my 3 phases of my specific winter arc that is tailored to me, my needs, and my goals that I'm currently striving to crush. Phase 1 is going to be my October phase. And Lord, October is already almost over, so it's already crunch time. I'm not ready. So, my homework and what I'm going to do this week is to set my clear intentions by writing them down. And this is going to pertain to now through the remaining month of October. And I should be in gear come November to keep it going and add the next phase. So, starting with my morning routine and wake up time, some days have been better than others. Some days I can wake up at 4:30 with my man and stay up and do my routine. Some days I don't wake up until 5 or 7, and that's late for me. I've never been a morning person, but I want to be a morning girly so bad. I have so much stuff to do. I move way too slow, and I have way too much stuff to do to wake up any later, honestly. So I got to get this down pat. And I know I can do it because I wasn't ever a runner before, but always wanted to be. So I got past that running time where I felt like my throat was burning and I couldn't run anymore. And I just kept running until one day my throat didn't burn anymore when I ran and I could just run. And the only thing that would stop me is if my legs were tired or hurt. And I can run through that. So I know that if I really want to do something, I can do it. But my goal is to wake up at 5 daily, even weekends, to keep the consistency. Today is a holiday. Today is Indigenous People Day. So I don't have work and the kids don't have school. I was up at 5 this morning doing my thing. So it is suggested to gradually adjust my wake up time by 15 minutes every few days until I get to 5. I think I'm going to start in the middle, but I didn't do that this morning. I just woke up at 5. But if I feel like I'm struggling, I'll do that. So say I normally would wake up at 6. Let's say that. So starting the next day, my alarm will wake me up at 5:45 instead. So we can see how it goes because my in-office days and remote days are different and my man's schedule, it's all so chaotic, but I know I could do it. I will say that I have been good and there have been really good days. So I just need to have more days like that. Next, I need to focus on my water intake and skincare. I have been drinking water first thing in the morning, even before I have my lemon, apple cider vinegar, and honey water. And I did that this morning. I had a glass of water, and then I made my apple cider vinegar water. So I'm just making sure to add more water and focusing on increasing it to the point that I'm having the recommended daily dose every day, not just some days. And I do use an app where I track my water intake. I include my coffee, tea, and my apple cider vinegar water too, of course. As far as my skincare routine, I think it's pretty solid, especially more of the morning routine. It's quite robust. I use mostly Fenty and The Ordinary products, and I just stick to what works. Honestly, The Ordinary is my favorite. What I need to get more consistent with is my nighttime routine. I have what I need for the most part, and it's pretty simple, but I am in the market for a nighttime cream. So if you recommend any, please let me know. Message me or put it in the Spotify comments, whatever. Help a sister out. I need a nighttime cream. Sometimes I'll just use whatever. I think I have a little bit of the Fenty nighttime one. Sometimes I use that, or I'll just put on vitamin oil, vitamin C oil. But lastly, for October, I am reducing juice and alcohol intake. I love this because these are all already things that I've been working on. And I have been more cognizant about since, actually, I was going to say when October started, but a little bit before. So I plan to seal the deal by the end of the month. Since I'm such a juice head, I have limited my juice intake to 1 cup per day because I be doing a lot. So some days I don't even have juice. When I want something sweet, I have coffee, I have my teas, black or herbal, naturally flavored seltzer water. I cannot have any artificial flavors because it tastes like crap and it defeats the purpose. It just leaves an aftertaste. I can't have any type of artificial flavors. Even my apple cider vinegar water is great. Like, I love the taste of that with the honey and the lemon. So good. I can have a fruit smoothie, and sometimes I juice some fruits with vegetables and other stuff. So, as far as alcohol, I haven't drank since September 29, so it's been easy. I almost slipped up the other day though, because someone asked me if I wanted a shot, and I was like, yeah. And then I was like, oh, wait, I remembered. Oh, I'm cleansing from it. So I just want to go 1 to 3 months without it. So at the latest by New Year's Eve, I might have a drink, and we'll see. Okay, phase two. So November 2024, we are focusing on building physical health and fitness. This is another thing I have been diligently working on to try and get the swing of things before November, so I'm not shocked. I have been trying to get 10,000 or more steps each day. I walk during my breaks and lunch at work. I stand when necessary, and on other days, I've just been trying to get on that stepper more and more each day. So I'm trying to start slow with 15 to 20 minutes on the mini stepper, and I reached 30 minutes pretty quickly. My goal is to do at least 45 minutes per day on it, even days I'm in the office and come home late. So that I haven't done yet, because it's usually like if I'm in the office, I'm not on the stepper. But I'm still hitting the 10,000 step goal, but I want to still go on the stepper. But I want to get it in daily. So next, there's yoga and or Pilates. I want to be a yoga and Pilates girly so bad. There's this black girl that I follow on YouTube who's great, and she has such good beginner videos, everything too advanced, and I always start over with her, so I know I can build myself up. So I'd like to do 10 minutes of yoga or Pilates daily to start, and then, just increase it as I feel I want to increase it. But I prefer first thing in the morning, but before bed is good too. It's hard to get back into that. I used to do workouts before bed, but I like to do it in the morning. It's just always so relaxing and makes me feel really good that I want to make it a daily habit. So lastly, for November, we got to focus on the nutrition adjustments. So the goal here is to just continue to be more cognizant of what I'm eating. I want to track my protein intake, reduce fast food, and plan my meals around whole foods. I've been working diligently on this as well. I haven't had fast food since September 29th either, but I have had takeout, not gonna lie. But when I have takeout or if I go to a restaurant, I'm paying attention there too. So nothing too bad, but I'm not completely restricting myself either. I did have like a calzone and may have had a slice of pizza, I think. But other than that, it's been mostly Mediterranean food like gyro or shawarma wraps or lamb and chicken and rice bowls. I'm obsessed with that. But I'm paying attention and still trying to find a calorie tracking app that I like that doesn't cost an arm and a leg. I did get that scale from TikTok. I think it's like it's called electricity or elect something, where you can track with your phone. And I did a test run with that. I think I used it for like a week straight. It's great, but you have to add a lot of the foods because the list isn't as expansive as the MyFitnessPal one, but we'll figure it out. I also have been trying to find high protein snacks that aren't counterproductive. I found the Yasso ice cream bars to be good. The Bearbell protein bars aren't bad, but still not my favorite. They taste like grainy, but I mean, I can deal with it from like starving or something. I don't know. But those nacho or whatever Quest chips that everyone raves about on TikTok tasted okay, but they were way too salty. I was like, I never complained if something's salty, but that was too salty for me. And then I looked at all the sodium on the back and I said, yeah, I won't be eating these again. I'm glad I only bought a small bag because I wanted to try them first before I bought like the big pack. I didn't even finish it. I was like, yeah, I'm all set. But I also have been incorporating chia seeds, soaked, of course, in my yogurt. And I made like a pumpkin chia seeds. pudding. It came out really good. I used the pumpkin sauce from Trader Joe's in there, and oat milk and Greek yogurt. And I'm tweaking the chia seed pudding recipes, but I think I can get it. Like that one was good, and so I just want to try like different flavors. But I've saved so many high protein recipes I want to try, and some that I have tried. We love eggs, so I have been making mostly egg whites, with whole eggs. Like, so if I make like a half cup or a cup of egg whites, I might add like a whole egg or two if I'm like sharing it. And I put cottage cheese in it. It's so creamy, cheesy, and good. I love it. I'll put chopped peppers, onions, and mushrooms in the egg. Then I'll pile it on top of my Ezekiel bread with some avocado. Chef's kiss. So I'm all set. I already know I'm going to get most of my protein from the stuff that I eat, which is like mostly the salmon, chicken, lamb, turkey, all that stuff that I eat. And add corned beef brisket to that list because that's back in the weekly rotation now too. So I just got to keep the juice and sugar under wraps and I'm good. And last but not least, phase 3, December. By December, we should be pros, right? Whew, I hope so. I do. The pressure is on. Okay, so come December, I will be focusing on enhancing my consistency and income. This is going to tie it all together for me. So by December, I should have my wake up, morning, and bedtime routines down pat, including my morning and evening skincare routines. My water, juice, and alcohol should be still under control. I should be actively exercising daily and pretty good on my nutrition adjustments. So, lastly, December, I'm molding it all together with consistency and additional income focus. All of these things should feel more natural as I continue to tweak them as need be. With December and the focus on my financial goals and side hustles, I must set aside and dedicate specific hours each week to focus on my side hustles, specifically financial planning and budgeting. I currently have a list of plans and tasks I want to explore and complete, but in no certain order. So I'm going to go through my notes and create timelines for each task. My 2025 quarterly goals are about to be so robust, there will be no space for excuses. And with this comes me being more consistent with my weekly social media content as well. I've been good with posting. I just want to ramp it up and keep it like that. My main thing is to batch. But I'll make a plan for batching my blogs, podcast episodes, and content. It's going to be rough. I know it's going to be rough, but the time is going to pass. So I'd rather get shit done while it's passing. You heard? So there we have it. This is the way that I'm going to spend my 2024 winter arc season. Productive as fuck. And if you're doing any of these things like I am, here are a few tips for all of us because I love me some good tips. So we got a habit stack. I will die on this hill because I'm always looking for something productive that I can be doing while I'm doing something, especially if it's mindlessly, like chores or folding clothes. I'll habit stack the shit out of all my tasks. So, but be sure to be attaching new habits to existing ones. Or what I would do is I could start working out or doing my morning skincare immediately after my morning water. Those can start going hand in hand. So I would probably do my skincare right after my water because I'm trying to break the habit of working out on an empty stomach. I've been eating first lately before I work out, and I like that better. But do what works best for you. Another tip, and I know this works, is to track your progress. So in order to visualize your growth, remember to use an app, a planner, or a habit tracker, whatever. I personally have and use all of those. And I have several lists and notes apps that I use. I don't know, y'all. I think I got ADHD, but this shit really keeps me together and organized, and I really feel like I have my life together this way. But check things off to help build momentum. I love checking lists off daily to track my progress, and it lets me know that even if I can do just one task today, I have been productive. So, lastly, we got to celebrate the small wins, y'all. We got to. I have a hard time doing this myself, and I have to pay attention to it a little more. So, each day, I'm consistently waking up at 5. I've completed a workout streak, or I've avoided alcohol. Those are instances that are worth celebrating, those achievements. So, I keep track on several different calendars too, and I give myself a pat on the back. It's a good feeling. So, if I can implement these habits through the end of the year, I will be building a strong foundation for the entrance of the 2025 year. So, what are you going to do for your winter arc? While you're hunkering down, what will prepare you to be in the best position to tackle your goals for upcoming 2025? Glow up with me. Time for our chapter chat. So, the book that I'm going to be discussing today is called The Perfect Ruin by Shanora Williams. I read this or listened on, I think it was Hoopla, from September 30th to October 6th, so 6 days. I saw this book recommended by someone in my Facebook Black Girls Read 2 group. After I read what it was about, I thought I'd give it a shot. It was good straight from the beginning and funny. I was looking for something that was a thriller or scary, especially all for this month, but it's not giving scary. It's borderline thriller, but I can see how it may lead up to that. These are my notes of what I'm thinking. And then I really ended up liking it. The chick in the book is crazy as hell. It's a girl named Ivy. She has pretty much dedicated her life to finding out the name of the person who has ruined her life when she was a child. And when she does, you will not believe the lengths that she goes to get revenge. Then the twists and turns in the book had my jaw open, and there were some funny parts too, so I like that. I hope there's a sequel. I give it a 10 out of 10. I highly recommend it. So for the trending tea, sometime in September, we learned that we were going to be receiving a new moon, or that a second moon was going to be visible. But supposedly this moon is called something like a mini moon that we won't really be able to see with the naked eye. And most telescopes won't even be able to see it. I personally haven't seen it myself. It's actually supposedly an asteroid, I guess. And we'll only be able to see it until November 25th. And then it'll continue its little journey around the sun. So it's annoying because I won't even be able to see it anyway. And then on TikTok, they're saying that this James Webb telescope has detected a fleet of aliens headed toward Earth. They said something about them being here by 2025. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Like, do I have to pay rent though? Like, I just want to know. I gotta pay my bills. Some people think it's the Anunnaki coming to reveal themselves. So, like I'm saying, do I have to pay my bills or no? But they said when they get here, they were saying on TikTok, when they get here, just sit down and shut up and don't embarrass us. Like, we can't be the new adults. Like, we take nothing seriously. So, it's crazy. Hurricanes keep going crazy down south, boy. They just had one down there and a lot of flooding. People died in North Carolina and some other places. And then Florida just had another one. I forget the name of it already. And they were planning for like one of the biggest evacuations in a long time. So I'm definitely praying for the people down there because it was crazy. It was like category 5 when it hit. And I think it downgraded to a 3 at some point. But it was crazy. There was a big biolab plant fire in Conyers, I think you say, Georgia. The smoke was seen for miles, and they were having people shelter in their homes and wear masks, etc. I seen some TikToks of people talking about headaches and their eyes burning. It was crazy. On September 7th, there was somebody shooting people on a highway in Kentucky from the woods. He shot 5 people, but they all survived, thank God. But they were looking for the person responsible with no luck. But on September 25th, 2 people found a body in the woods, and some days later, it was positively identified as the man they believed to be responsible. And he died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. What a weirdo, anyway. But the last little bit of news that's been going on for a minute that I'd like to talk about are the 2 astronauts that are stuck in space. I mean, what the hell? So I'm sure you've heard, but in case you've been living under a rock, apparently 2 astronauts by the names of Barry Wilmore and Sunita Williams have gone up to space and are unable to come back right now. At first, I believe it was just like they weren't coming back at all, and people were freaking out. They've been stranded up there because of their Boeing Starliner capsule and the complications with it. Man, Boeing has not been having a good year. Y'all remember all them 757 Maxes crashing and having problems? Yeah, same motherfuckers. So no wonder the astronauts are stuck in space. But I remember booking flights and made sure not name one of them flights was on a 757 Max, because then I was not going. But this was originally supposed to be an 8-day trip to the International Space Station, or ISS. And they left on June 5th, 2024. And they're still there as of this day of this recording. And they're hoping to bring them back by late February 2025. So by then they will have been there for about 8 months. And I guess there was some type of helium leak and a valve needing to be repaired in the Starliner that they took up there. And of course, in TikTok conspiracy theory streets, they're saying that there was some type of virus up there and up there with them, and that the government is keeping them up there to try and contain it and see how it reacts to humans. Lord, it's never a dull moment, but they're coming home. So I'm going to leave you with some Allure advice. Consistency is more powerful than intensity. Don't overwhelm yourself by trying to do everything at once. Instead, focus on just getting 1% better every single day. Whether it's drinking an extra glass of water, taking a 5-minute walk, or reading a few pages of a book. These small wins add up to big changes over time. So celebrate each one as proof that you're building momentum. And remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Don't beat yourselves up. I repeat, do not beat yourselves up. I'm talking to myself about this too because I tend to do that a lot. We got this. So, what's up next? Next week, we will be discussing the power of manifestation. You don't want to miss it. Stay well, be good, and take care of yourselves. If you've enjoyed this podcast, please take a moment to like, share, and leave a review. It greatly supports our growth. I'm dedicated to expanding our community of like-minded individuals who pursue boundless beauty in every aspect of life. Take care, and let's keep reaching for infinite allure together. Until next time. If you'd like to connect with me and join the Infinite Allure community, follow me on social media for updates, behind the scenes content, and more ways to explore boundless beauty in every facet of life. As of now, my social medias mainly consist of daily affirmations and updating you all with my blog and podcast information. You can check me out on my website, myinfiniteallure.com, or add me on Instagram and Facebook, both at Black Girl Infinite Allure Podcast, or follow me on TikTok at Black Girl Infinite Allure. For inquiries, collaborations, or to share your thoughts, email me. at infiniteallure@gmail.com. Thank you for listening and continuing to strive for all things infinite allure. And remember, I will also have this information in the description box.